Going back to this Fisher that was just casted over here, Earthshaker is one of those heroes, in my opinion, that when you throw out your stun, you better be sure that you're gonna get a kill out of, because you're giving up your element of surprise by casting. Because Earthshaker again mostly stays in the jungle, so you are gonna gain that gaining that element of surprise, and by casting a Fisher and not killing with it, that is going to be a problem. So when you're playing an Earthshaker, do take note of that. But again, going back to this playing style of Earthshaker, where just stay in jungle and patiently wait for the kill, you're not going to have any rune control. Look, this rune's going to be sitting here for at least, what, 50 seconds by now. And normally in let's say the other replay where Winter was playing the Earthshaker, the Earthshaker was here before the rune even spawned. So again, I'm not knocking on Mania saying that, you know, he doesn't have map awareness or anything, but this is a different playing style of Earthshaker. You gain something out of it, but you lose something out of it as well. What you gain is a constant presence that Necrolite doesn't even want to pop up to last these couple of creeps, because there's always a fear of a Fisher blocking and whatnot. So there's that. Also, this Earthshaker is going to do a very good job to roam behind the tower and grab a kill. But as soon as you lose you lose the element of surprise, this Necrolite is going to smart up and just stay very, very close to the tower here, which is really no big deal. Chances are you're not going to get many kills like this as an Earthshaker, but what you would really do is actually limit their level of experience. You can see that this Necrolite fairly low EXP, not grabbing a lot more this precious EXP on the thing, and it looks like a Fisher is missed, but sometimes that is okay. You know, you just need a stun. Of course, you want maybe a little bit to this path to extend the running path of the Necrolite, but regardless, they did get a kill out of it, so not really too much of a big deal here. And Earthshaker hasn't used a lot of his restorative, and let's see, is he gonna go check the rune? The rune's not even here, but no, he's just staying in lane and not really checking the rune here. Yes, the upside of this kind of a strategy of playing Earthshaker is that you can see that slowly but surely Necrolite is really falling in behind in this Tinker. Tinker's gonna hit 5 soon, and the Necrolite is barely at 3, so that is very important. You can see that there's a Scout Hawk coming around, and that is going to help out. The Fisher placement does notice Necrolite is walking off in the jungle here. Now, one thing really strong about Earthshaker is that you could play him kind of like an ex-girlfriend status. Just gonna be annoying and never leaving you, and that's what I mean. Good. Anyways, so he could tail people, and you did see the Necrolite going off the lane, and that's because he did realize there's no way he could stay in lane, and he's gonna just be annoying to this Necrolite, not allowing him to creep, safely, not allowing him to creep very peacefully. And yes, he has driven off that Necrolite even further, and that is not gonna help out. Again, very nice Fisher block, but that's just icing on the cake here. And here's one thing: a lot of Earthshaker player, having his job accomplished, would just go in the lane and last it with the Tinker. But that's not an Earthshaker's job. An Earthshaker's job is to actually keep the enemy heroes off the lane and keep yourself off the lane as well. Because frankly, you don't need that extra EXP. The extra EXP can be going off the Tinker, and the fact that he was actually off lane did get a very good kill on that Necrolite. Necrolite was even farming here and didn't even get any creep kills and still died. So that's very well played by the MYM squad. And that is the second Earthshaker replay. Again, a lot of difference in terms of the playing style of this one. This one has no rune whoring, has more of a shadowing one. Like you kind of just chase heroes around. Of course, the difference of this replay and the last replay is that this replay was a trialing against a single hero, and the last replay was more of a trialing versus trialing. So the roaming is going to be having different effects and whatnot. But that's it for this replay. Gonna go to the last replay. Alright, this is the last Earthshaker replay, and the Earthshaker player in this replay is gonna be Banana on Nirvana China. And you can see that actually Banana here has bought the Crow, or bought the Courier instead, and the supportive player is buying the wards instead. Now, I talked about this during the first Earthshaker replay. The reason that I like Earthshaker warding instead is that this item slot could have been filled with a Clarity or something, because Witch Doctor does have 50 gold left over. Whereas Earthshaker, even if he spent all his gold, does have a lot more inventory. If you're going for the very standard, very standard Clarity and whatnot build, So there's that. So that's why I personally like, Earthshaker warding a little bit more than kind of a, Witch Doctor, Lion, Venge, Crystal Maiden kind of a warder. But no big deal. It's not, not kind of anything. Now the Banana is going to play Earthshaker very differently from the other two replays that we have seen. The other two mostly have just stayed mostly in lane and not really roam all too much other than grabbing rune, as we see Tidehunter actually grabbing the invisibility rune, and Scourge does know this, or they should know this. And here's Banana, I think, making a mistake here. Originally I think he wanted to circle around to get a mid gank, but as soon as he saw that Tidehunter getting an invisibility rune, should be going back to help out that mid solo of his, because that is very, very dangerous to have an enemy hero grab an invis rune, and you're not being in position to be defensive about it. And we are going to see a lot of chain stun coming in. Nice Impale is going to save himself, and there is a very good Fissure, and ironically, Banana is going to get a first blood. Now, yes, he did get a first blood, but DCDH #1, don't use the positive outcomes to justify your mistake. I personally really believe that was a mistake. If he saw the Tidehunter grabbing the Vis room, should have been all the way running back to the mid lane, because mid lane is going to get ganked. But that was just a very fortunate turn of event here. Now again, very similar playing style of Earthshaker, staying in jungle, don't need that EXP. Just gonna stay here for the block. Now for the bottom lane, if you're on Scourge, playing a Trilane Earthshaker, if you want to pull that MUFC Winter move over here, you could actually tangle these trees, one of these trees, and you could just walk in the lane and block. But the other players are very likely to be suspecting this as well, so it's very unlikely that you're gonna get this off. So we'll see. Earthshaker is gonna run into the secret shop, and one thing I noticed about Banana's Earthshaker plays that, yes, he could be throwing an Earthshaker, he could be throwing a Fissure right then, and might have got a kill. Not too sure, because the cast wasn't casted. I'm not too exactly sure whether Drow has a silence. No, she picked up a level of stats. But one thing I do really notice about Banana's play is that he doesn't throw the Fissure unless he's for certain you get a kill. Rune check. Rune was actually taken by the Venomancer, so a little bit late to the rune. But I think that's more of a player preference. Yeah, but that's what I've noticed from Banana's play. And actually notice that the rune is taken. Gonna immediately roam to the mid lane, and he's playing this Earthshaker again very ex-girlfriend-ish. Just gonna shadow another hero and just keep him out of the lane and keep him out of ganking pattern and whatnot, and it's quite effective. And that's why I really enjoy his Boots of Speed purchase with that first blood attempt. Not so much Winter's first blood, not so much Winter's Boots of Speed purchase. This one I really like, because he's really roaming around a lot. And notice that when he noticed a Veno, it's gonna pop up on the wards, he's just gonna follow. Just gonna follow the Venomancer around. Of course, he is not helping out in this lane. But he is shadowing another hero here. But now notice that he did notice there was a lane change. Venomancer is now the top solo, and actually Visage of all people went down to support the Dusa at the bottom lane. So seeing that Trilane again is back to the lane, he's gonna go back to the lane as well. So this playing style of Earthshaker requires a very high amount of map awareness, and personally I believe this is the hardest way to play the Earthshaker, because you're going to be so level starved. He's still level 1, 3 minutes, 4 minutes in, and 4 minutes in, speaking of time, is going to turn around, noticing the clock, and is going to camp the rune. Very good job by Banana so far. Let's see if he's going to grab a rune. Yes, he is going to grab a DD rune. Notice the mid lane, no bottle here. So he should feel safe to take that rune. Yes, he does. So again, my opinion is that this playing style of Earthshaker is just very, very difficult to play, because you're running around, you don't know what you're going to run into. If you don't have the correct map awareness, you are going to die to ganks, you are going to be level starved. And we're going to have some really nice coordination coming here. Cast is going to be used as a leading stun once again. Again, Fisher block here just to extend the moving path of the enemy hero. And that was a very, very easy kill made by Nirvana and Zol there. Often nice Fisher. Now, one thing that I really love Bananas plays right now is that he is sitting at 300 gold. A lot of players would just buy that Sobi mask to go into the Soul Ring and whatnot, but no, instead he buys the Teleportation Scroll. Again, Earthshaker, very, very good defensive counter ganking hero. Let's say if Enigma is ganked or Lion more likely is going to be jumped upon, he can TP immediately and help out the lane. Now, in this replay, he never needed to use that. But regardless, it was very, very well played by him to grab that TP score, at least in my opinion here. Just watching this replay a little bit. He's actually handing out clarity to his teammate. Very good. Really like that move. Grabbing the Tango, just giving it to his teammate. And actually, the Witch Doctor is going to be going to get the 6-minute rune. And I think that was a purposeful decision to keep the Earthshaker in lane a little bit to grab an EXP. But I want you to actually, I'm going to pause it and talk about this in a bit. Witch Doctor is going to spot an enemy in just a bit, and I want you guys to know how quick Banana's reaction is to help out his teammate. But just let him pause and play. Witch Doctor is going to be just roaming around, want to place a ward. The ward is coming from the crow. Blah, blah, blah. Gets a TP scroll. Earthshaker still in lane, looking at him in the mid-map. Puts the ward down. And Witch Doctor is going to get ganked. And look at this Earthshaker immediately walking. This is the mini-map awareness I was talking about. Playing this style Earthshaker, it takes a great deal amount of map awareness. And a lot of beginning players could really learn from this style play. It's very, very difficult. Requires a high skill of map awareness and high skill of just awareness in the game, time awareness as well, grabbing those runes, camping those runes. So that's that. And this is probably not the best replay to go out on, but I just want to conclude that there's many playing style Earthshaker, and I just covered kind of the icing or the tip of the iceberg. This is only a Trilane to play the Earthshaker. Of course, there's dual lane to play the Earthshaker, and there's many other ways to play the Earthshaker. Earthshaker could be pulling. We didn't see many of that. In this replay, Earthshaker could be roaming like a full roam instead of just staying in the lane. Puppy likes to do that a lot. I urge you guys to watch a lot of Earthshaker replay and find out which way you think fits your own playing style a lot more, and go explore it. So this has been DCDH number 7, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Luminous signing off. GG.